As a cryptologist, a codebreaker, basically a human lie detector, trained by my Navy Special Forces father, counterinsurgency interrogator father. Watch yesterday's meltdown by Gandhi. She's doing the exact same thing all of her idiotic PIs, cronies, partners in crime are doing right here in Vermont. And did in New York, and did in Arizona, did in Missouri, did in Florida. When the congressional members, whether it was Becca Ballot or Thomas Massey or Jayapal or Ted Lieu or whoever it was, asked her a simple question about a redaction or something Kash Patel said, basically something that had none of them asked about Trump. Not one of them was talking about Trump at all. They were talking about something very specific in the file or one of her subordinates' testimony about Epstein. When she immediately pivots to, you're attacking Trump, you're not talking about Trump's this, Trump's that, and immediately starts defending Trump, that's a huge tell. She's self-snitching on herself in that, in her mind, anything to do with Epstein or the files or anybody who's been part of the what we know to be a cover-up or who's lied about it is an attack on Trump. Probably because he's mentioned in them over 3 million times. That's a subconscious tell. She's basically, well, she's telling on him, number one, but she's telling on herself. She's giving you a bird's eye view into her limited perspective about all of this. She's saying that anything and everything to do with Epstein is about Trump. And what that's saying is she's working with Trump and Patel and Nutlick, and Bongino and Bove and Bailey and Blanche. It shows that they are hyper-focused on defending that criminal enterprise. And that is what Trump appointed them to do. Nobody asked about Trump. Nobody asked about anything about Trump. They're asking about redactions or lack thereof regarding victims. Asking about, are you going to apologize to victims for outing them? Are you going to, literally nobody said anything about Trump. But that's the only thing that came out of her mouth was Trump, Trump, Trump. Except for with Representative Ballot. She tried to say that Representative Ballot was anti-Semitic for pointing out the fact that Howard Nutlick lied about his relationship with Epstein and the depth of it. And immediately she's called anti-Semitic. And Becca Ballot's reaction was perfectly, she had every right to respond. She responded appropriately as far as I'm concerned because she's being molested. What Bondi is what molestation. They deflect and then it's called displacement. It's taking responsibility and just answering the question or having an honest conversation. So she's not a very good criminal. Good criminals don't have a conscience. She's not a sociopath. If she were a sociopath, she'd be able to sit there, answer those questions, and blow it off like, we have, everybody loves to blame computers when they have a problem because everything's digital now. She's not a real sociopath. She's a total fucking idiot. A stupid, dangerous idiot. She's just a flat out criminal who knows what she's doing. See, sociopaths can see what they're doing is wrong. Her responses are proving that she doesn't know what she's doing wrong. And she doesn't care. She took money, she did it for rape perks, for power, for privilege, whatever the hell she did for, just like my cousin Meredith, one of her kills, helping him, Blondie, Chad Cronin. That's why Chad Cronin relapsed into, crashed out hard with me, because he knew what he did was wrong. He's not a real sociopath. Epstein is a sociopath. Bannon is a sociopath. They are immediately, they're not responding, they're not getting triggered emotionally because they don't have a guilty conscience. What they would be doing is they'd be sitting there, very easily, casually lying. And, I think, Lutnick struggled only because he was embarrassed. Because, wife and kids were worried about Cash Patel. He's not a sociopath. He's an idiot. He's just a stupid motherfucker. He's just a stupid rapist, molester. And these people, the ones who actually preyed on children, Trump is a good example of a sociopath. He does get defensive, but that's new. I think that's only because of his age and he's declining mentally. If you watch his older videos, he's very smooth. He's a very smooth operator. But back to my point, when she's immediately defending Trump, that's her guilty conscience showing through. And I don't think it's helping that I keep outing her idiotic PIs that I don't care who's handling them, whether it's Dragon handling them or Dr. Lincoln or Weinberger handled some of them, Kevin Pounds handled them, whoever. They're no different. They're responding the same way. They're just complete idiots who've never been called out on things that they've done wrong. They're petulant children. That's their mentality, petulant children. Keep lying and hoping that, because that's what they did with their parents, and their parents let them get away with it. Or the people they surrounded themselves with, or whoever. Just point that out.